For this video, we're going to learn how to find the square constant when you do completing the square in solving quadratic equations. First, let's try to recall that a quadratic equation is an equation where the highest exponent is 2 and the number in front of the x squared that's your a, the number in front of the x, that's your b, and constant, the number without a variable, is your c. And this is the form of a quadratic equation. For example, we have the equation 4x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation because the highest exponent there is 2. So look at the exponent, that's 2. And let's determine a, b, c from this equation. So the number in front of your x squared, that's your a. So a here is 4. The number in front of the x term, that's your b. So positive 2 is your b. And the constant, which is negative 3, that's your c. Alright, in this equation, x squared minus x plus 5 is equal to 0. Again, this is a quadratic equation because the highest exponent is 2. The number in front of the x squared, that's your a, and you can see that there's an invisible 1. So a here is equal to 1. And the number in front of the x is your b, that's negative 1. So b is negative 1. And then the c is the constant. C is positive 5. Speaking of ways to solve a quadratic equation, there are actually different methods that we can use to solve a quadratic equation. In the previous video, you've seen how to solve a quadratic equation by square roots, extracting the square roots, and we use this when the bx term is missing. You can watch my other videos for this method. But for this video, we're going to learn about completing the square, specifically how to find the square constant when you do completing the square. Let's look at an example. Alright, example 1. So, if completing the square method will be used to find or to solve this quadratic equation, then we need the square constant. So, for example, we have x squared plus 8x minus 2 is equal to 0. And a is 1 here, b is 8, and c is negative 2. And to find the square constant, all you have to do is get the value of b, you get the b value, which is positive 8, and always divide it by 2. So the answer will be 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then whatever is the result, 4, you just square it. Square it, raised to 2. So 4 squared is 16. So 16 is your square constant. So again, get the b, divide it by 2 all the time, always divide it by 2. And then the answer, square it. So 4 squared is 16 because 4 times 4 is 16. So square constant is 16. Alright, for our second example, we have x squared minus 10x plus 4 equals 0. So all we have to do is get the b value. That's the number in front of the x term. That's negative 10 in this example. So b is negative 10. So we divide negative 10 by 2 all the time. Divide it by 2. The answer is negative 5. And then whatever is the result, negative 5, square it, raised to 2. So that's equal to, because negative 5 times negative 5, that's 25. So 25 is our square constant.